but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that, you niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you around some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw, ho. They never deliver, they got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow, I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone, you ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respected like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga, you ain't got the heart. You ain't about to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga, play your part. Claiming that you'll spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me. You niggas ain't.
Voting ain't gonna help us, man. Marching ain't gonna help us, man. Protesting ain't gonna help us, man.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me, like me, like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead, just isn't looking likely. But I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee. And I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on
Man, this
me.
shit ain't no joke, man. This shit ain't no joke. Like the boy cried wolf, I ain't blowing no smoke. You don't gotta look far to see it ain't no hope in this fucked up world. I'm just trying to stay afloat. I grew up in the ghetto in the middle of the streets, H-E-L-L, the belly of the beast. Thanksgiving came around, I wasn't having no feast when the landlord talking about breaking out lease. Goddamn, what's next? My girl broke up with your boy and she did it in the text that if I couldn't have nothing that I could have love besides love for the money and selling these drugs. Sometimes it seems like it's the only way out, but every day I'm getting older and it's getting played out. Can't end up in a pen trying to find a way out. Lord forgive me for my sins when my heart gave out. My dad died, biggest loss I ever had to take. He a big part of the reason I'm the man I am today. And moving on was a move I wasn't trying to make, but I got sons now, so I gotta lead them not astray. And even though success is looking unlikely, I stay mighty and pray nightly and remain doing the right thing like Spike Lee, which is hard in this life for a nigga like me. All my life I had to fight like my name's Sophia. Always had heart and in my heart was no fear. Boy, I stayed in some trouble always stayed near. When you black in America, that's all you cold here. I can't lie. Some days I want to break down and cry for me and my people that's fighting to stay alive. Cause living ain't living when you living to survive. Guess we living in hell till the heavens arrive. Now I mean,
what it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah,
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. What it's like in this life for a nigga like me. Every day I gotta fight my demons. Wake up, thank God I'm breathing. Cause all nightmares, America's dreaming. Trying to find a way to make it while surrounded by heathens. No stress long as I got a coat and I'm eating. I'm blessed and I know the Most High's the reason. But my heart's bleeding through my sleeve is seeping. For all the things that I've been peeping. Type of shit make you stay fucking and sleeping. Cause while you were sleeping during the evening, for brothers got gunned down over the weekend. Stretched out in the streets left leaking. Laid out white sheet, mom's grieving. All lives gotta have more meaning than another nigga dead in the paper I'm reading. Baby mama bitching every time that she's speaking. Talking like she gonna take the kids as she's leaving. How we go from kids to ending up in the deep end. Sink or swim, lose or win, saint or sin. Where does the change begin? And when does the bullshit end? Cause I wake up in the morning, gotta do it again. Go to sleep, go to work, and just do it again. Damn. Can't pretend, cause when you stand out, it's hard to blend. And what I stand for, don't fold the bend. Cause I heard real folks still got too many friends. Cause when you speak the truth, then you tend to offend. So, while I'm gripping this pen, Lord, please have mercy on me. Amen.
It's time for my people to come together and rise up. The only way we gonna take our royalty back, man, is if we do just that, man. Take it back. Kwame Yashala, nigga. Time for us to rise out of our oppression. A wise man told me each one teach one. So I need you to reach out to your brothers and sisters and teach them, man. There's no reason we should still be getting hung from trees in this day and age, man. Lord, please have mercy on me.
You ever experienced where you plan out a whole lifetime with somebody and they like it, take it too soon? So now that story you planned out in your head feel like 9 missing pages. Look, written lyrics that you never ever spoke. Remember in the times we had the years before. It hurt me bad that you was 21 years old. You wasn't no savage, it still seemed like it's a joke. So I still talk about you as if you was never gone. The man in that box has got to be your clone. One shot to my niggas dawns and now my niggas gone. 10 shots to help me cope and stop about to explode. Missing pages got me missing out on hope. Missing payments and your niggas steady broke. I'm missing my niggas turning to a ghost. Now they can't raise the toast, but for them we pour a dose. When you really close is when it really hurt the most. And when you really love someone, it's hard to let them go. You left in me with 2 seasons, now she gotta grow on both. And now she got some missing pages to your story never wrote. How could you reach no won't do you no good, no matter how good, no. This a fairly odd flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you reach no won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this a fairly odd flow. I just wish all my focus show their face. This is a story y'all wrote. I'm just missing pages. In this day and age, it's missing pages. Can't leave the house without it's missing pages. To the shoulder. Gotta stay on your P's and Q's. I said it's missing pages. 10 toes down. All the way. But look, I wonder if it feel nice when you grip tight on a 40 cal Smith & Wesson at the midnight. Point it to a nigga head, any nigga on sight. Open one eye, put it on sight. It just pull the trigger, kill another nigga, another black statistic. Now he's another victim. Kids and his mother miss him. His story never finished. This is just another sentence. Judge off for life, and now you missing pages got me missing out on hope. Missing payments and young niggas steady broke. I'm missing my niggas turning to a ghost. Now they can't raise a toast, but for them we pull up more. When you really close is when it really hurt the most. And when you really love someone, it's hard to let them go. You took another person like that you ain't even know. Now that person missing pages cause of hope. How could you reach no won't do you no good, no matter how good, no. This is fairly odd flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you reach no won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this is a fairly odd flow. I just wish all my focus show their face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you reach no won't do you no good, no matter how good, no. This is a fairly odd flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote in this missing page. How could you reach no won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this is a fairly odd flow. I just wish all my focus show their pages. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing pages. You got cops killing niggas. It is missing pages. Regular white folk killing niggas. Coke, pop, good you weed, smoke won't do you no good. And niggas killing niggas, you feel me? That don't make no sense. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing pages. Like, how we in the same neighborhood? Beefing each other over a block. Coke, pop, could you weed, smoke won't do you no good. Robbing each other. Coke, pop, could you weed, smoke won't do you no good. Coke, pop, could you weed, smoke won't do you no good. And it's no good. Hit the weed. They hope it pass by the next day. Shoot, it might not be no next day. No good. They gotta sleep. It's time we wake up. Especially in Palm Beach. Straight up.
Outside, you in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur get better, we all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside. That's a definite. Cannonball, wrecking shit. Excellent. Rhyme rocket bombing like the president. I remain strong. King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, leather set, chain on, hella bent. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in, shades on, made men. Cause we put in work to stop the earth until they change it. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid when we bout to leave the sword, the stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride. And let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talking super heavy, nigga, that's the surprise. With all scripture, street talk, working Captain the Cod, nigga, we blazing, ripping white with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max till we cracking the pavement. UPK, y'all the one West Harlem, nigga. You spring forward and they falling like it's Harlem, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, you call them slug, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of my kind. I get the order that is handle kind, not the one kind. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. It's a war going on outside, no man to save from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get the sword down. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a fall down. Game sure started the war, but I'ma end it, cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days when no was tinted, but Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb proof the proof every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside. It's a war going on outside. You in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur get better, we all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside.
Nobody's safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, slip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still a break your jaw out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pit. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in a clip. It's 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up. The worst is all black hearses, tinted with black curtains. Docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that kind of war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transformed the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your calories. Courage of King David battling like the Maccabees. Find out who you think that nigga ought to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it to hate it savagely. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess that just had to be. Keep you grounded like gravity in the field, but the damage. Horror, I see calamity. Scar you up for my family.
motherfuckers working. There's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the war outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword's drawn outside. Cause Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the war outside. I get it on outside.
One, two, 1, 2.
All right, Shalom Israel. Do my favor, Bob, check to see if I'm again. Audio coming through the
On the live itself.
Yeah.
Kanuka.
All right, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commandant General Yahan. Right, the Israelite School has been in existence since 1969, being the vanguard, being the champions, being the association, being the government for the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. You understand? The apple of God's eye, the true rulers, the only people that God gave a little common sense to on the planet. Yeah. So today is the brotherhood class, and I'm Prison Officer Tazo with myself as Prison Officer Makakobal, right? So we're holding it down for the brothers and them today, right? And today is the brotherhood class again. The topic for today is the oppressor's operations versus common sense, right? Because one of the major things that our oppressor, right, the colonial master in the Caribbean, you would say, right? So what I don't know, much appreciated, right? Straight. Tell me. Now you're off. All right, nice. All right, solid, right? Not sure, right? Yeah, so one of the major things in them that the oppressor push or he get to learn, right? The Bible say that he was a cunning hunter, right? So that he will live by the sword. Genesis chapter 27 and verse 40, right? One of the main things that he makes sure he's so-called perfect is the ability to deceive. That is why we just see this fine. The men in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, ISUPK, are men standing up on the street corners, following after us as well, right? Which is supposed to be one, because the Bible don't have Jehovah Witness, Pentecostal, Nazarene, and they don't have that ship in the church there, Latter-day Saints, they don't have that. God say, understand, this is my son, only follow he. I please with what he does do. You understand? You're supposed to follow he. He understand common sense. All them other, you understand, all religious organization and all of that going after the ways of the oppressor because they're not doing what the Lord say. The Lord say, follow my son, Commandant General Yohana, which is the leader of the school today. Just follow Christ. Just like Paul say, follow me as I follow Christ. He didn't say follow me because I think I know what to do. Because Paul get to understand your God in the Sanhedrin, meaning in the high society, so-called religious sects and all that. They thought they know what to do. They thought because they had numbers, they thought they had access to resources, right, that they know what to do. But really and truly, the deep, intricate parts of it, the whole thing behind it is they are being mobilized and financed by the oppressor.
Right.
All their certification and in terms of what is right and acceptable in society is according to a man who loved to molest children. That is the same man that loved Epstein Island. He loved to abuse people. That is the same man just about in the 1850s, in the 1830s and 40s. We're going to present a video here, right? We're trying not to possibly play it so that we don't want the live and they get shut down. Hey, let me go TikTok. Let me go live on the TikTok here too, right? So what I don't know. Right? Only maybe 1 minute, right? Let me go live on the TikTok there and see if we get some people to tune in and spread the message now. Right? So we're going to wait out. We're going to see, all right, the oppressor ways versus common sense. Right? Because for the people who know, we don't switch on the TikTok live there, right? So people who jump in here, we want to let us share the live, like it, wherever the case, comment, all that, ask a question or two, wherever. Right? Because again, our purpose, our main purpose of the school, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge all over the world, is our mission is only for us, which is the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, the real children of Israel, the people that God gave common sense to. Because he'll tell you, he say, hey, this is wisdom and this is understanding. These things that I give to all to do, you understand? This is going to prove everybody on the planet that them don't know what they're talking about. Right? That them don't understand how this world's supposed to run. But God understands how it's supposed to run, and here's what we're going to see, because Jacob is not a man to go and fight up and for no big seat on the UN and all that. You would never see, you understand, a man in the nation of Israel push up on that unless it is to defend the people and them. He don't run down them seats for vain glory and just for kicks and giggles. No, it's because we have a mission to do. It's only because we need to protect people from their own self. We go find Commander Juliana pushing into wherever he's pushing into and pushing the other men under him. That meaning, hey, we have a mission to do better. We have a mission to do shit. So here's what we're going to push to get the people in them out of that. Other than that, we don't want no parts to look the part. Your oppressor wants to look the part, but when you assess his operation again, he does not have what it takes. He does not understand what it really takes to run a society. You have access to all resources. Ask them. When they now have, you understand, resources in their hand, what are they choosing to do with it? General, I think in General, as I am, they was talking about something about Black Watch last night. That they're touching it. I cannot come in late now, right? But Commander Juliana was alluding along the pathway, which when you think that the government have resources, and you know, they will say, it will make sense, you know, to alleviate crime, you'll be more proactive. So you have systems in place to make sure, you know, people can eat, you know, they could learn what they have to do, they could be more self-sustaining, you empower them then. So that you prevent them set a crime and these things from happening. No, you know them fine, we should go and explore on Mars. We had nothing, you had nobody there. We had to take the money and go there. You understand? You don't want to teach children, you don't want to teach children how to respect themselves, how to remain a child, how to keep their innocence. Now, you want to go and form Nickelodeon. And the Nickelodeon shaped like Epstein Island. That's what you find to do with money. That is what your oppressor does do. We looking to vote and beg and pray and plead with people that God say don't have no common sense, but your leaders that is there, they set up in place for that. How it is that they have no opposition against the same people who just had your forefathers and your foremothers and enslaved. All kind of abuse, all kind of lies, all kind of marginalization, all kind of jealousy. When we have Black Wall Street, you can't see Black Wall Street, you can't see Black people doing nothing. You ain't giving nothing in the first place. You can't see with nothing. You have to bomb it up, you understand? You have to go and destroy the place. You want to affect the community. So no, they could never have healthy breeding families. They follow and producing nothing good for themselves. All the image you want to push to the TV is for the women and them to devalue themselves, devalue the men. All the songs that you mush that you're empowering the artists to sing to them is all sort of destruction that causing unalivings. You follow mass incarcerations, and all of it is just to continue to feed your so-called solution, which is, you understand, the police force have to get extra funding to do what? To do the same thing. All your things and there is just as the general you bring with a solid point. You was talking about especially. He say, when you would think that the oppressor now, you follow or the people in them, that is the politicians, and they would, you know, go and lobby them for a solution to really help Black communities. It's not that, you know. It's because the oppressor want to have an next Epstein Island. Because when corporations have all that money, you know what they're doing? Just feeding the loss. No type of longevity, nothing sustainable. So that, okay, all right, it have what do you call it? Even if you don't want to get them, then we call it the like managerial positions and the CEO job and all that. What about ensuring at least they could recycle, you understand, things that they can make money with? They could cut their grass, they have to get bush fever and malaria and all them things, you know what I mean? Simple things. That they could at least produce good food. That they could at least have diplomas on them, that license, they could go and have clean running water in the communities. That they could have sanity. You don't want that for them. So what you want to be in charge for? What you want that seat for? You see, we're going to measure the oppressor operation, what he thinks is the most glorious thing on the earth, and he feels he's so wise, as opposed to what God's saying. Common sense, simple thing. Simple thing, I give all little rules and laws. You follow this, things will go well with you. You don't follow it, you understand? It's all kind of different things you could never even dream of. Will come and attack you and face you and overtake you and all them things. You understand? Yeah, it's serious. And we're grateful too for brothers that, you know, like Commander Julian, and then he empower younger men. You follow, you have men with experience, have the same brother in the class with me, Officer Makakobal. You follow, that would really take the time then to really delve in deep and really assess what taking place with we. I remember when we now come into the school, right? We looking for all kind of different places, and that's why we know that it only supposed to have one place they're supposed to learn how to serve God. And we know it's not two, we know it's not three. We know it's not that, you understand? We know when we look in the Bible, but we're searching how to really do what we're supposed to be doing. Because if we don't do that, we know we're going to continue to face problems. We bouncing up right through you. You're going through like you're trying to do the right thing. You're working, they tell you do this, they tell you go and get education, they can go all them things and them. That people with degrees, Robert Kiyosaki talking about some the other day. He said, I want to about a woman. The woman had 2 degrees and she going back to the system for the 3rd one because the first 2 they tell she to get ain't working. I can't see. And the man say he quote the Einstein quote then, right? That say, hey, doing the definition. He say once heard Einstein saying doing the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. The oppressor is a madman, absolutely crazy. And on top of that, here's the worst thing about it. He know he incapable and still he wonders it, and plus he pushing down the solution. That is to protect his own self. He's a madman. I remember the time that you break down the seminar, right? The oppressor is a man like this. Picture a dragon, right? Trying to make sure he eat you. You and a little small you know. He rather break up his wings and bite off his wings and all that to make sure he get to you. He don't care what going on here. He's an absolute crazy person. And that is your oppressor today. Your oppressor just go after things just to make him feel like somebody, not to actually be somebody. You know? There's a big difference. And that is what we're not getting. That is what we don't understand. That is why you find us now following, you understand, the Megan Thee Stallions and all that, and we want to defend her. She has been a product of white society, of white supremacy. She's a face, or what we call an Oreo in the ghetto. She black on the outside and white on the inside because all the ways that the oppressor you have it and you're pushing it on us. You're pushing all the music to do the same thing. It's not, we're not supposed to look, we're supposed to be. Yeah, we look fly, we can't help that. Like part of the culture, all before father, them had all in the mouth, Solomon. Right, you understand? And the thing is, but you go on at that time, Solomon and them wasn't young boy nobody. Them wasn't no 6 or no 7, and a man getting gunned down, you follow, on a live left, right, and center. They wasn't doing that and fighting for scraps in the corner. Everybody was coming from the far ends of the world to try and find out how to live like a society, boy, because imagine you have all these resources there and you don't know one shit to do with it. You don't have an idea that's tough enough. It's a sad thing. And you're dangerous too, exactly, you're damn right. And that is what he just now said. He said just now, the officer said, that is a dangerous place to be in. You have access to resources, you have all the resources, which is our oppressor. That is where you find, you have George Floyd, it have, it have Philando Castile and all of that, because you have the means and you don't understand the ways. You have all the means in your hand and you don't know what to do with it because you have an internal problem. The insecurities that in you before you're projecting that to somebody else as opposed to working on those same problems on them. And that's how you make sure that they don't spill over and hurt nobody else. The oppressor needs protection from his own self. So when your Christian pastor and your imam and all of them siding with this man, that is an enabler. Imagine somebody on narcotics, you're on drugs, he's a drug addict. And instead of you going to give them proper advice or make sure that they go and get admitted to a ward or someplace to help them heal, you're empowering them to do the nastiness because you tell them, yeah, all right. Yes, master. Yes, boss, we sick. Yeah, no, you don't know that, hey, you need to stop that shippiness. Stop that and go against that. Right. So that no children, you understand, can grow up and be protected. Children can be children. People, you understand, not have to go and worry about closing the doors, looking through that. That's the big talk. Everybody afraid about going into their own homes and all that, but nobody afraid to really actually get to the meat of the matter. Who is the people? Who is the people that are creating all this problem? One Trinidad, one of the biggest, one of the worst wickedest and worst place on the planet. You know why? You have access to natural resources. But the people that are in charge of it selling your, you understand, selling your meow, you follow, and your cucumbers without your permission. They don't care what's going on to you. You have everything at your hand, as the officer was just now saying it. All the resources in your hand, and you're messing it up. And all you can think about is seeing what in front of your face. There's a scripture that talk about in James, that when you understand you have hatred for your brother, that is what they have. They have hatred for your own. That is white supremacy. You side with the oppressor because he have a position of power. You forget about God. You never see the white man. You never see the oppressor put bread in nobody's lungs, but you side with him. And we is not to speak up against the wickedness he doing. You know his wickedness. You know the so-called community, the black communities and the so-called person cockroach does not have the ability to push all this narcotics and all this human trafficking and all this nonsense through the communities. You know this? But you refuse, you understand, to call evil for what evil is, which is evil. But you want to call good evil, you follow, and you want to call evil good. Stop calling evil good, you follow. So no, you have to separate from that. You cannot go and see people all on carnival and all the body exposed. You follow? And then when the man who love animals, I like to have intercourse with animals, want our rights, you want to go against it. When Rude Boy and them putting up the posts, you follow, and they have a woman now, everybody talking about it. You have a woman that she like that. Is this society give them license to do that? They know that that's acceptable. No, they by school, they even have the common sense. No, you can't even do that by no school. But they're not supposed to do it nowhere. But because they just do it everywhere else, you follow, and here's what going on. The same parents who just be inside all them fat and them is them carrying the children to school right there. So they know you have no problem with that. You don't care about what your child see because you're on OnlyFans and you're doing this and your father doing all kind of nastiness around the place, following after the oppressor. The same MLK, the men they glorify. Right? You don't put men who sacrificing and making sure families good. You never hear Commander General Yana talking about I want to stay staunch on a proper record, a clean record for almost 40, 50 years. You're not getting them fellas who live it. You're not giving them, you follow the flowers. You're not giving them the respect. You follow and really the license to go and fix the communities as you should. And the church is supposed to have it. But the man who want to sweep the nastiness under the rug because you love some wickedness too. And you caught up in it, and because everybody there, you don't want to be ostracized. You want to follow after a multitude to do evil. When the scripture tells you, don't do that. The Lord warned you specifically said, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian back then, because you don't have your records today, you don't know this. But you're not supposed to follow after a multitude to do evil, which is common sense. Who does see everybody running and going and do some kind of robbery in plain sight and say, let me join them too, boy. But you're running in carnival and you're all your map outside. And you're trying, you're somebody's daughter and somebody's sister. I asked my mom now, I said, ask you something. I say, the same clothes, the same texture, because you know people like to get technical, right? I say, the same clothes that they have on right now, that people some not exposed, right? I say, it just feel different from having clothes on with the bosom exposed. You see, no? I say, right, that's the point. You follow, so you see, what they talking about, ask about, you know, like party in the days, and you know, back in the days, how they used to be, and they didn't have that. She could tell like playing, ask anybody. You follow anybody around the 60s, whatever the case is. You follow? Who went on party around the 70s era, you know, the 80s era, they'll tell you they had a real grand time. Spinning on all of them, they call it, and roller skates and all kind of thing. They're real bad. I mean, the OJs and thing, and I'm dancing that day. I ain't gonna let you go. What? You like that, G? And you're having a grand time, you're enjoying yourself. What's the difference today? Why did you have to be fully exposed? Who says that this is the way operation? I used to say a long time, they say, if your friend jump in a toilet bowl, they go jump to. If your friend jump over a cliff, you go and jump to. So that we telling me? That only sense we have? Where that come from? This is what we have to examine. Who making this a cultural acceptability thing? What's the reason behind that? What it is them fellas really on? They on really actually making sure, all right, if they really want me to be free then and love up yourself and have a grand time, why it is that you fighting against Black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indian people coming together? Hispanics have more rights than people in Trinidad here, including East Indians, and of course Chinese, and they come way later, and Syria. East Indians came here in 1845. Black people have been here since the 1600s through slavery was forced across here. Those are our brothers as well. They going to and fro in these lands. They probably know the place inside out more than us. And so we want to fight them. You crazy? Imagine somebody coming in your house and say, "Bye, move your foot there," and talk up on your couch.
Okay.
Martin, we have to be on rocks here. And that's what you have to understand with this oppressor. The Bible saying, hey, it must come up falling away first. People have to fall away from this foolishness. For some common sense now to come back on here. Captain Tommy, that's the first man I ain't say. Somebody might be saying before, but that's the first man bring him up again. That was captain that had the pleasure running red. He is a man who's helped once the communities. He's a man, Texas on them. Maybe see Texas, ISUPK, Texas. Maybe see Louisville and we call it Louisiana, all them places. They had the place smoking, food program, prison program, help like that. And it's not sit there and nobody sit on the government no way. This is common sense thing that the Lord said is work for we. All these people with all these degrees, you have multiple degrees and doctorates, and you have no common sense. As we say, book sense makes book sense make before book. Because only the smallest understanding of how things should even operate by. You didn't have the sense to stand up against wickedness. You can't see how it go full circle. And everybody talking about the so-called problem, hush them out because you don't want the actual solution. When you're not going against and you're contributing towards wickedness, and these same giants and them who have the connections and the political connections and they say so, and feeding the drug cartels, before the 80s, what cartel is that? What big jumping kingpins that in Central and South America before the CIA, for the introduction of all this wickedness, all this madness? Like all they could find the money to do, find ways to destroy other people who you cannot physically beat, who are not nicer than, who are not stronger than, who are not smarter than that, who are not loving towards, we are not more loving than. You see them, hey, what I tell you, when you bounce up a so-called good white person or so-called good East Indian, that is a very rare thing, and all is a real credit to all the racism. Because the type of weakness that exists within all the communities is unreal. Your people are sovereign and such a disgrace to your people. Such a disgrace to you. And it's a pity that they have so much of them against the little bit of you. It's such a pity. There's some real darlings. I'm going to tell you some real darlings from the other races. You want to know how come all in that race. And all your other people have not to do is want that nastiness, want that corruption, want that brain thing. And they have more money than only. More so-called power and more position and more experience. In all kind of wickedness, the Bible saying that the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. You see, when they know how to set up traps and psyops and all of that, that's no wisdom. How long that gone for? How long? When last have you seen this sustain any society? Or you not learning from what you do? So all you don't have the brain, the capacity to see, or have all your records in place. All Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians do have those records. Well, have all your records, all the access to it, all the hidden things that we wouldn't see. You have access to everything, and your brain can read and see, hey, this is not to do by your shit for brain, you understand, cannot recognize that, hey, this way does not work. And on top of that, your person is the worst thing on the planet. He's the last one to have charge over the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. You do the worst, and after you see all that before, some way you think that you could escape that. Oh. That being is not somebody that have a functional brain. That is why when we see good white people, good East Indian people, good Chinese people, it's such an amazing thing. That's like always like to say it have a good one, are we? Our community is full of it. It's just TV and the programming making you feel that it has something different. Give me Jeremiah 16 and verse 19 when they get a chance. Because your own people say this, when they look at it, it have a picture. Let me see if I can find that too in the meantime. It have a video with a young lady from, I think Israel or one of them Middle Eastern places. She begging for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians basically to come back and chat because the madness that's going on out here, nah, it's unreal. You know, talking about the girl with the kind of thing here in the desert somewhere.
Can.
All right, give me where I think about. Yeah, I mean.
Salakia. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 19. O Most High, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
Give me that last part again, Baba Kusha. Hear what the heathen said. Hear what the Gentiles, the non-Israelite people, not we. Because if today, right, if we was to quote what the biblical Gentile is, right, meaning those that are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, it would mean that the Caribbean people and people in Venezuela, people in Colombia, all of them, we would be seen as Gentiles because we're not from, like, say, America.
Right.
We don't dwell in that place, so we grew up under different cultures. A Gentile is somebody that does follow after them heathen and stick ways, basically. A Gentile is a heathen. You have heathen customs, you have heathen ways, thoughts, and all that because you're born in sin, shaped in an iniquitous society. So that is why you follow your finest. But the real Gentile, meaning the non-Israelite people, right? They come in and say this because they're saying it all today, all over the internet, all over the place. When you bounce them up and you ask them, African people, real Africans, we are not Africans. Israel or black people are not Africans.
Right.
When you ask them, they follow about the slavery and all of that, they would tell you yes. That our ancestors, meaning African people, sold black people, and these things were so down. And the ways that they operate and how they have their communities and running, they have all kind of different atrocities and all kind of nonsensical things they just do, including female, make all this thing again?
Circumcision.
Female circumcision. How when God's name is that something to do. Women just bleed to death with those customs. How you even think about doing something like that? You even put any thought into that? Do you understand how the body does work? And on top of that, they're fighting it that this is to do. Absolute garbage. Ridiculous. Them as a rock. And that's what you're finding to do. And they hand in hand with the oppressor. They have a seat on the UN. The UN can't solve the problem. They can't tell Trump, stop doing stupidness. Stop doing this nonsense. You can't see that, hey, this war here not making no sense. You can't say, all right, you can't have everything. You can't be in everybody's land. Stay up now. Stay in your house now. As you see, because you don't have a culture, you don't have nothing to do. So you're finding yourself all over the place in everybody's business. Doing all kind of manner of stupidness. Because you don't have a culture and you're not holding down no responsibility. You have no contribution to the planet. Right. That is why they're so destructive. So now we have a very good idea, a very clear picture of what it is really taking place on the planet. Where's the so-called white man culture? Where is it? Where's the things that he's responsible for contributing to the earth, contributing to the planet, contributing to society, making the place better? Where is it? Where are the inventions? Not the patent office, not where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have the most amount of contributions because we was under turmoil and so much pressure that we had to be innovative to ease our own burdens. Because that dumb Pharaoh saying that, hey, make break without straw. This dumb saying, go and make break without straw. So all you have nothing good to do. If you was somebody with some form of common sense and some type of compassion, you would see that, hey, this makes sense for you, everybody to run good and I can still benefit. You know why we do that? Because Solomon do it for 40 years. For 40 years, everybody under Solomon rocking and living nice. No problems. He was running the planet at that time. He was the president of planet Earth at that time. Ask everybody else, what's the problem? The Queen of Sheba have enough common sense to know, let me go from where I is. Let me ask Solomon something. Why did not flock into command and generally and asking the man something, right? That's the man under Christ. You follow that have the commission and the responsibility to make sure, you understand, that the earth gets the rightful rulers back in proper understanding and framework and organization and all that.
Right.
That we heal, you follow, that we grow, we develop, we get stronger, we get smarter. If he could take the people in the worst condition on the planet and do that, why it is you're not asking the man a question why you always so wicked to elect oneself? At our table, we talk about it sometime recent. At our picture on the internet, we have 4 men kneel down on that table, a makeshift table. As the 4 men rise up, so you're telling me that people within these races that you would rather your government and them destroy all it rather than finding somebody, rather than humbling yourself and asking somebody that's better than you. True track record, true having nothing accessible to you, and coming from scratch and making that work and making places better and making us better. You won't ask him what it is he could do to help ease the pain that's going on with all it. You don't ask him, okay, since I see you doing this, you must know something we don't know. You must know something our governments don't know. That coming up in your brain to ask by and say, all right, let me really find out what this man doing here and what it is how we can help him do something better. Because I see what he doing working for them. Come on, man. I know for sure you understand the place can be much better than this. And the thing is, it will be. It's just how soon we really want it. Most importantly, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You have such a big, glorious innocent trophy, responsibility, and privilege the whole 9 years. If you understand, you talk about rulership of the planet and having it running right. You running our workplace and don't even understand this. Just the other day, I'm putting some thought into this. I see, wait now, look at the things we didn't be doing, but they don't want us to understand and see these things. And how we really have to do to solve problems like that. But they don't want us to recognize the greatness and our capabilities, the capacity at which we can do things. Your oppressor, understand, not incapable. All the things, for Christ's sake. The thing is, he wanted to shut it. All this is just for you not to see this. Just for him, it's like a child, you don't know how to play basketball, you come to the court, and nobody else can play the ball. You can't bounce the ball, you don't know what to do with the ball, but you don't want to take. Move up the court. Don't come with no ball.
Right.
Or give the people in the ball, you fall and let them bounce and let them shoot and let them organize. Like when some games that. They don't want us to understand with the ball. The oppressor have the ball. The so-called white man, he have the ball. As we just say, the ball in the court. You understand? He have it. He just don't want you that knows how to bounce the ball, how to use the ball, to actually get it, because he don't know that is the end of his tyranny. But the thing is, it will help him. But first, he's a destructive guy, again, like my virgin bring out. He follow, which is excellent points. And these things are extremely important to understand. Not only is just to hear and it sound nice and all that, but really actually for you to grasp it. Because those are the things that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need. We need to follow instruction, proper guidance, proper morals, proper structure, real strength, real brotherhood, real loyalty, real royalty, right, to really actually come up to where we was always designed to be. That's what your person doesn't want you to know. Brethren, Baba Gosha, if you could, give me Job chapter 9 and verse 24, and you're going right back. You can hold the thing like this now, Baba Gosha, if you want. Yeah. This thing you used to know.
Tell me if I'm only against Slack, yeah. Again? If I'm on? 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, good to go. Yeah, both of you on it, right? I'd say holding the Job 9:24, you hold it, you're going right back to the Jeremiah 16 and 19 right after, Baba Gosha. Right?
Job, what? Sorry?
9 and 24. Again, your oppressor is not incapable. You're not humane. You don't have humanity in you. When you have all these weapons around you, you know it will have a backlash. That's why you don't unalive the people from your communities that way. It's not because you have love in you, because you have fear in you. So you know certain things you cannot do. It's like a bully. A bully knows certain people he cannot go against, as we like to say in the Caribbean here. Monkey knows which street to climb, meaning you know who it is to try that effing shit with. You understand? And other people, you're not doing that with. You dare not do that because you don't know that you can find yourself in a whole world of pain, as they say.
Right.
As the talk this go. Right? Just one start. Go to Babu Kasha.
Come on, come on. This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth given into the hands of the wicked, he have the ball. He have rulership over the planet. Babu Kasha, go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges. Why is this not plastered all over the place? Why is this the work of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge? Because apparently you all don't believe the words. So why is the works of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge not plastered everywhere and they fighting for you not to see it? Why it is that they pushing this thing on China and the side of that world? They don't push these things. This same person was telling me the other day. What they're doing now is on the algorithm. When children are watching it, they pushing nonsense on their children. And when the AI see your face of the adult, they're moving it away. But why pushing that on our side of the world? Because the earth given into the hands of the. You mean again, Mabokisha?
Job chapter 9 and verse 24.
Right.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth given into the hands of the wicked, and what are you doing?
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges. He don't want the world to know that the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man have, you understand, the solution for their own people and they. They want to continue. Not only must be continually destroyed, incarcerated, unalive, jersey and a t-shirt every weekend for somebody else, right? Somebody mother on OnlyFans, somebody mother somewhere on the side for $40 or $20. Somebody parents in a crack den somewhere on drugs, they follow high on their mind. You don't want that. The thing is, why the oppressor, they love the drugs. But the difference is here's what's going on. All you want to manage it by you want to continue to feed your nasty habit. So you want the ones that wouldn't send you into that type of state, right? So you want to have the pure and the Peruvian and all of that uncut. So you want to understand all the hallucinations and the nice life and the so-called lavishness that come with it. So you want the nice image and you're not that bad. You're the same thing. But now the effects are coming to us worse. And that is how you want to feed your lust. That's how you want to feed your nasty habit. And you know what we used to do at that time? Back in the day, when Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians had rule over the planet, we know these things cannot allow to survive. Because it will reach the way people want to traffic human beings. And because you mess up your whole liver and your kidney and all of that, you want to cut open one of us to take it. So you want to abduct one of us some way. So that wants the human trafficking taking place. And because you messing up your own self and doing all kind of nasty business and LGBTQ business, right? You're messing up your own self, and now you want our organs now to replace your bad habit, and now you're going to do it over and over and over. Right. Why? Because you should have any place a rulership and control over the planet. When the Bible talking about the earth given into the hands of the wicked, first we far remove from understanding consequences is this. There's rules for a workplace, there's rules for a power plant, there's rules on the street, and all of that. When you are given those rules, right, and you fail to understand it, right, which they make sure we did, they make sure we don't understand the rule, which is one of the most important things, right? So now they have the excuse, they have the cause and effect. So now you don't understand how to apply the rules, so now they swing back and they catch you in wickedness. They catch you on something. So we now sit down with our people in the jail, sit down a long time for the same thing they still in California, and they are licensed to do now. Yeah? That is how destructive and disgusting this place is. Earth given into the hands of the wicked, they want, you understand, the opportunity to explore every evil on the planet, because you're not going by a rule system, you're not going by a moral code. So there's nothing that is off limits for you. That's why you find oppressors love children, love animals, they love the same sex and all of that. You would find not the sensible thing they're doing. Anything that you want to explore, because you're not operating under no jurisdiction. There's no stoppers for you. So that everything now that you want to explore, you don't care what is the effect of it. And you learn that this is what your leaders and members do. This is what Donald Trump and leaders do. You don't care what's going on in Venezuela. You come in, you have the president, all of that, and now because instead of only working on some trade agreement, there are people doing business all the time. There are oil companies that are doing business all the time. It's just because they can't get the amount that they want to do wickedness with, and they don't want to oppress somebody. They don't want to not be able to oppress people. They're going at war. Other than that, they was cool all the time. When they now come in, they were doing business and everything was working. So what's the problem now? All of a sudden, there's a big problem. All of a sudden, money is not enough. We have to understand what really taking place out here. All the so-called, that's what Commander generally announced talking about yesterday. As a matter of fact, what you going to do? We can't put it on TikTok, right? But we have to put it on go to ISUPK Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to put the link to that same thing from last night on the channel. We'll put it in the comment section and the live class going on right now. You want to go back and watch it? I myself go continue watching it now, you know? It's touching some heavy. When we thinking that these lobbyists and these politicians looking out for our best interests, they're looking out for the interests of the oppressor and the corporations that they, and when you look at what is the outcome of it, we don't benefit. We only get a very small window to possibly work for them. To build it up and then they levy, then they use us and abuse us. Like a $2 hour. You follow? So we just get, you understand? We backside punching, bend over backwards, and then send we discarded. No dignity, no respect, no long-term development for us. No real benefit to us. And all the thing is, what they do with the resources is the imaginable thing, the unthinkable things. That is the main issue there. Your main problem is that. It's not to say like, you know, because what we could have said, you would have come and say, no, this is a defamation of character. Because what you're saying, we don't do. But all they're doing it, and you don't care. So now blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and the people from other races, you need to contribute towards things that is going to help society. There's only one place on the planet that really understand solely committed to that, which is the ISUPK, and we're not taking away from anything any other organization is trying to do. What would do them better is to understand that the Lord gave us infrastructure to use. That is exactly what we're doing. Some of all are around longer than us in terms of all our organizations and all that, and you all do excellent work, right? But things that not really moving the needle is what God said is good. And that is what we need to work together on. So we are the best people to partner up with. You may not be able to do everything that we're doing, and that is not the point. We want to get things moving forward. Yeah, so if you know people in those organizations, they're probably looking at from those organizations and all that, you want to do that. Reach out to Command and General Leon. Right. And whoever zone is, whatever the case is, and we get the thing continually going. That is what it is. Yeah. Go back to the Jeremiah 16 and 19, Babu Kishawa.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 19. O Most High, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
You know, the heathen them saying, and everybody saying this today, all other races from all different parts of the planet saying, wait now, what the hell really going on here? What are people really doing? It's only a pack of liars, a pack of jackasses.
Right.
You understand? Things where no profit, everything vain. What, chandelier, glass stained churches, to do what? Epstein Island, for what? All this help me? All this help society? They surely saying, wait now, we for why don't know one shit. They don't know one half what they're doing. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. And here's the most important part. And we're grateful. We very grateful. The brothers and sisters inside the school, because we have men like this, right? Captain Saka. Remember time we have, we have major meetings, we have conversations, whatever the case is, whenever a man will be teaching a class or then Captain Saka say something. He say, not because I am a captain, a high ranking man, means that I would see somebody that's younger than me and understand what to do, and I making the mistake and not following them instructions. You know, it's not just like a younger man would try to be a boss over him and try to belittle him and abuse that the confidence a man put in him. That's not the case. It would be like, you know, a president, and he have advisors and taking the advice because that really working. That can help. So that is something wise to see.
Right.
The oppressor not thinking so. You don't think you want to know this man walking around with an empty head. And what in that head are yours? What in that brain? When you have the Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Right, so this is Moses here speaking to the children of Israel after God gave him instructions on what to do. So he tell them, behold, which is to look. I'll give you statutes and judgments. Read on, Baba Kisha.
Even as the Most High, my power commanded me.
So as the Lord gave him instruction to do, that is exactly what he's doing. Read on.
That he should do so in the land, whether he go to possess it.
So when you go, and now you're going to be the rulers of this land where you're going to. Before you, the rulers of that land, they was doing all manner of evil. You can read it in the book of Leviticus 18, where that law saying, you see the nastiness that they was doing, all this illiterate backside shit they was doing there. Don't do these things, please. This is what you're going to do forward. This is what you do. The Lord put in it to Moses. Common sense is this, how you do this. Not that stupidness they're doing there. See that these people and them is absolute idiots. We done, Baba Kisha?
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
So you see the contrast? The heathen is now looking and saying, our forefathers and them surely you inherited lies, vain things, and it had no profit in that. Once that bullshit. Once that cow shit, once that cow manure.
Right.
Absolute garbage. But here's what the Lord gave to us. And he says that this will be a wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Nobody else got that than the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child. When we didn't do what we were supposed to do and maintain the order and the standards, that is when we got licks time and time again. It continues showing us this is not to do. This was the worst time. After this one, it is sink into all of our membranes until we soul everything. That this is not to ever do in life ever again. Because this one was the worst captivity or the worst portion of slavery that we was ever in.
Right.
The world did not start at the 1600s. AD, meaning the time, is after the death of the man the world called Jesus Christ or Yahweh Mashiach in the Hebrew. Before that, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years, whatever the case is, that's BC, before the common era, before Christ. Imagine that. A significant figure in history, it starts the end of one period of time, ended before his commencement or his entering into the planet, and now after that is when his the rest of his period or the rest of his reign began, and that established a point in society. There's nobody else on the planet that happened with. So your so-called leaders and they are full of it. Hot breeze, hot air. If I picture me going to dig up in an engine, where did I study to do that? Do I understand the inner workings of it? Do I understand what are the repercussions if I touch something bad? I can actually get unalive. I can actually die. I can cause somebody else to die. These are these men walking around the place, empowered by the oppressor, because the oppressor is that way. They're doing the same thing. They don't care who it is, who it are. The message said. You see women now operating. Again, big up to my brother right in the class right there, Officer Makakabal, because here's what I remember telling me this. He said, never get it twisted. A woman is going to follow a man. Because it's because God says so, not because I say so, because God set it that way. It's either she's going to follow the instructions of the man above her, or she's going to follow some other man. Even if a woman talking in her ears, that is she got that ideology from some man. It's either the black man's legacy or the black man's wisdom and understanding and instructions and what is work for him, or it is of the oppressor.
Right.
because everybody else is on that side. When you go back to the root of what it is they're saying, that philosophy and that so-called way of living, the knowledge of wickedness and not wisdom, is of the oppressor. Because nobody's fighting and saying it have a Buddha Christ. It have a Chinese Christ. Nobody's saying it have a East Indian Christ. Nobody has a problem with it not having an Arabian Christ. Nobody's not going to say it have a problem with with an African Christ. The same color don't matter. In other words, hush your mouth is why say go. That's what it is. We talking about that don't matter. Like, as I said, I'm narcissist now. So an narcissist is going to downplay what is you talking about, or somebody who's trying to gaslight you. What are you talking about? What problem you saying? In other words, you don't understand that I have all control and all this. You see what this do? Your person don't talk with too much mouth in them. The scripture say in Psalm 55 and 21. You understand? The words in the lip is smooth as butter, or war in the heart. He just do this, he just talk a certain way, and then the repercussion is this. So in other words, this, you come against me, this is what you're going to face. I'm not a human being. I am death. That is what the oppressor is. Disney World, they find all these different things. Okay, seeing people walking around the place now, Disney character, watch the face, what the facial expression they're trying to touch a child. A black woman who's walking with her husband and the child. If all I know, they say, hey, what can I matter to this? They look at a woman, a white woman, a oppressor, female oppressor, walking and stabbing children. They do not know madness. Walking on the place and stabbing children. The parents shocked. They don't know what's going on here. One ring bang in your face. I sorry, but the self-defense is going to happen. And the men inside the school will just train each other, and the women as well to train them to do self-defense. The men train more military style. We don't want the women on the front line. We don't feel you're going to get a east time with them. You can lose your life trying that shit. Don't try. And the reason why we do that is so to prevent it from happening in the first place. We don't want to ever have to put our hands on somebody in self-defense. Just my belief, because we're not giving you the opportunity to try and do something. It's not going down. Yeah. Give me the book of Baba Gasha, as it was going on. Yeah. What was your stop on?
So I can stop on verse 6.
6. All right, read on Baba Gasha.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 from verse 6. Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right, so at that time, if you look at all the definitions, the word nation means race. Remember in Jeremiah, we just now say in Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 19, the heathens would come up and say, surely our forefathers have inherited to teach you a pack of lies, a pack of asses, vain things and things that have no benefit. Right. And here's the contrast now. On the other side, they say, in your God, surely, but you see these people here, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, them for sure. Them know the ass them talking about. This is a wise and understanding people. But when I look at we forefathers and the ship, and them doing that. Them for them man This has to be some kind of idea.
Like this, if I mean, it's like this has to bring out the quite right. Right? But all know the scene, they inherit lies. You see, the nations that go to the planet right now, the moral standard is the LGBTQ.
Correct.
Whatever letters are using, so the moral standard at the society fall apart.
Correct.
You see the time of order.
Correct.
You see in the care contains certain things like viruses and so forth. So you see in the whole earth, as we say, out of course.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
A lot of people who voted in the American president don't have a lot of regret because they see they have a lot of consequences, by not doing things the right way.
Correct.
You know what I mean? There are consequences by not allowing black people to run the planet.
That's it. Damn right.
Yeah, so the place in a mess.
And that's serious. That's so detrimental. And people will look at that and find, we talk about niggas, for niggas to run the place. Look at your leader, dumb. Niggas, you understand that very basic understanding that don't have a doctorate, don't have a master's degree, don't have a bachelor's. They have a community in peace and fed. You can barely find things in the blasted on the shell because it's Bill Gates and them want to do all kind of shipping instead and inject the food out. This crazy person thing. What was wrong before? You was living on animals before. What was your problem? What you have all the money? What is your problem? In other words, you must live. The Bible says that, you understand that water people that build that town, we will get it to give them. I'll jump back to that. Give me Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12, Babakisha. Talking about by destruction. What's wrong with you? That establish it, that build that town with blood and establish it by iniquity. You telling me before the place at Buffalo and all that, what is your problem? You can't live peaceably with nobody. They come and bounce them Native Indians, they live in any place. They show you how to bathe, they show you how to cure disease and all that. They show you how to cook something with a plant. And you're dumbass, you understand? You trying, your excuse is that you don't want them to teach somebody else. You're insecure backside. If you understand what to fight for, defy your place now. And for rules, because nobody running in to know what's once that gunmen stand up here, and nobody just running in and playing mad. Nobody doing that. Protect your zone. The oppressor is an idle idle little boy in a man body. The president of the free world, Donald J. Trump, is one little clown in a big man body. One big little boy. Yo, sad, real sad. And you have all these resources, all the education. What is all the excuse then? If we should not be running the planet, what is all the excuse for effing it up so much? Like a Latvia and Romania, all these different places, Qatar and all the places that live in so-called good. So why did you have to defecate in a black woman mouth to feel good? How does this make you feel good, by? What kind of illiteracy, what kind of absolute DNA malfunction you have?
Yes.
Illiteracy, what kind of fool you is to feel something about that? I feel some all you see all the fat stinkers in them, go and lose some blasting weight and you probably a man will go stand up to be able to satisfy a woman. Like probably why you doing that shit. Because you're so full of all kind of different, you understand, so much corruption and so much money. The way they shock their own blast, you're not functioning now. You to feel some type of way. To feel like a man, you want to twin somebody mouth. I know I want them to chuck something up your bottom and lay bleed to death. Some kind of thing. I don't know why. I don't know. And sisters, watch me now. It ain't worth it. That ain't worth it at all. There's different ways to ensure that you can survive. You see that shipping is sudden all it. And when women go to buy into that, the shit is going to do. And that is where you see now you're eating people bottom, you're eating people you know, understand from the groceries and all them shipping the body like groceries and all that. So when the shipping is now pushing through the media, you come and find yourself doing this nonsense. You can get different diseases and all that from doing that. You don't die up something to do. Feces and all that. Definitely, for sure. Even if I don't get into personal details and all them different things and what to do in the bedroom and all that. You understand? Consult a doctor. They know what is certain things to do and what certain things not to do. And certain things you could do with certain genitals and all that you could possibly do, and certain things that's not to do. Figure it out. Find out, you follow, get a very good idea of what is to do and what is not to do. Feces is not for more. I will leave it at that. Feces have a lot of bloodborne and different diseases and all that. A lot of parasites and all that. Get educated on certain things so you understand what to do. A lot of people feel that just having sex with a condom would save you from STDs and all that. That is not the truth. A lot of basic sexual understanding, a lot of illiteracy going to the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community because your person is lived out. They're thinking they'll just have random sex with anybody and some kind of thing will protect them. And condoms not designed to do. Condoms is more designed for managing births and for more birth control. That is a form of that. That is more what it's for. Not for escaping these STDs. You want to definitely educate yourself. Again, because the rulers of these people cause them the error. The leaders on them is not equipped to teach you how you're supposed to operate and what they're supposed to do. So now there's a lot of unnecessary destruction and hurt and pain. Imagine that suddenly you can catch diabetes so easy. Children catching diabetes. Because what on the blasted shelf on them is absolute garbage. The portions of how it's supposed to eat and all that, the whole world out of it. You see how we used to laugh? We used to laugh at that. You go to a restaurant or you're watching it on TV and you find there are 2 peas here and all that. They have a lot of things to this. Team matching by this. Man, who's that? All right. Somebody invited to something they invite. Yeah, if whoever listening, if it's some UPK, yeah, for sure. I'll be on the picture. Go ahead and invite anything or send back the invite over. But everything stupid. Yeah, who that? Yeah, but the night time, look at that. Natural man, good vibes, right? Solid. All right. Natural man, good vibes, right? Thanks for tuning in, man. I think for any questions, nobody gets it. Feel free to drop. I'll drop a question, man. No, sir. Well. Well, that way it is all our Kings, the most I say is kings and priests on the planet, you know, that's what we're supposed to be. Like, that's supposed to be a normal thing. In Solomon's time, imagine Solomon looking just like Solomon. Solomon's servant them looking like Solomon. So we suppose all are we supposed to be rocking it, so? President's that. Yeah? Proper things. Yeah, man, right? So we get into the history. This is black culture, you understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian culture. This is how we're supposed to be. Normal. Yeah? Doing the things that is really benefit we communities and them.
Right.
And staying away from all this shippiness. Them things that the so-called oppressor doing, the colonial master doing is absolute garbage, rubbish. They're supposed to be at all. People supposed to be just confident and saying, but I'm not shippiness, fine. What's shippiness all that talking? What's shippiness all that bringing here? You know what drugs? You don't have drugs in the community talking about, brother? You don't know about that? We just deal with issues that follow much better than that. If we have monetary issues, now we come together, we make sure, you know, we good. We put something in place. We have something planned up. We are animals. You understand? We have them thing and them going. You follow? If now we follow some kind of, we have some kind of, we call it some kind of medical problem over the cases. We go the herbs, so we go and sort the herbs from somebody who know exactly what to do. Send up some prayers to the most I help you out through everything. You know what I mean? Supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, man. So I goodness, Baba Gusha, where come again?
Wow, won't say yes to that,
yeah, Baba Gusha.
Habakkuk, videos 2 and 12.
Yes. Baba Gusha.
All right, Talanka.
Yes,
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity.
Right? The Bible says, woe to him, meaning destruction to this man that established a town by blood and established a city with iniquity.
Right. What
the hell you have to do that for? Tell me, wait, ask anybody who does do architecture, quantitative survey and all of that. Where I need to have people on a life to establish any city. What's the issue? Ask Denmark, ask Switzerland, ask them right now, currently right now, look at we call it thing. When you have a child, when you have a baby, right after that time, you have a window. About half the year, they have welfare to make sure that they have people taken care of. And they're not being on a life to establish that. So why does your perceptive light come with this light and your pastor them and your imams and them not going against them for us to protect you and have you believe in that shippiness and other people on the face of the planet not doing that? They're not doing that in them zones and in those countries. That's not happening. That's why the Bible is saying, woe to that man that established after my blood and we call it and cities by iniquity. No, absolute nonsense you're telling me. We not believe in that.
Oh my God.
You understand? We're not going for that. Because that is not true. That is an absolute lie. So that's why the Lord is going to destroy that, because you have no reason to do that. It's just wickedness and evilness in your heart.
Right.
And not doing the right and proper thing. Because it comes straight back from when Jacob and Esau that time. Esau now, you get a birthright. You have responsibilities. You have the glory that comes with it. You're getting, you follow the benefits of it. But now that you know that you brighten. You understand? So you want, I go sell back and I go get to swindle it again back. So when the Lord say you're not supposed to give it up, and that's why he does do all this madness on you. Because when he have the opportunity, the choice to do something good, you know what he just do? He want to push LGBTQ. He want Epstein Island. You follow? He want narcotics. He want unalignment. He want the police and them to trump up and so-called need resources and dogs and tanks and more machinery to do what? To fight who? Is there army? Is there what you call this thing? A mercenary team in communities that you have to go on police, that you need all these weapons? And what about preventing it? So you telling me every policeman, you follow that, look at the place understaffed, the police can't protect the police. Look in Trinidad here, the officer, the woman lose her life in the police station. One time she have one close, the next time she have one close. What's going on? Right in taking place. Around the same time, the 50-something people, 50 children and 6 adults being disposed of in a graveyard. Then a man with who's supposed to know better because he understands what's taking place. That is a hoax. It doesn't disappear out of today. That is the society that we are running. That is the people who govern in the society today. You cannot survive in this. That is somebody to vote and try and roll a dice with that Russian roulette. You putting a weapon to your head and spilling the barrel. That don't have safety. A revolver have safety, you know. You can't stop that. So when you squeeze it, it will fire. That's what you're doing. You're doing some rolling the thing, so spin it so and put it to your hand and squeeze it. You have to be an insane person here. We smarter than that. We have to stop it and letting other people destroy us with them lives. That is why this place exists. That is why the Lord sent brothers, if we want sisters to help you understand, hey, it have a better way for we to be than under this nonsense. And this immoral bastard. We have you understand a way that is work. They and all let's say one. This is a wise and understanding people. You see what them doing here? This here follow that makes sense. I see that working. Not that shippiness they try to push to we and Republican and Democrat and PNM and UNC and GLP and this nonsense. The few that among that might be sitting in these governments and all that, they're trying their best to try, like Mia Motley and them, trying their best to do something for the people. Right. They don't understand that hey, the Lord bigger than all this. They don't understand the workings of the Most High. Because a man humble himself, he follow and get to trust the Most High, just like Moses. They say Moses was the most meekest man in the planet. Moses was right up there, second in command to Pharaoh. That was the vice president of the planet. And he decided, here going, now boy, I see him going with the Most High. The Most High is a man, hey, I will show you somebody. I will show you how big I is, by how bad I really is. And come and shock the world. But you not looking for no man, for no ghetto man. OSA, or anything could come from Nazareth, from Lavanti, from Spanish Town, right. from Bogota, from Tucupita. Right. Yes, boy, from Sinaloa. Things good come from there, boy. We talk more from Haiti. Yes, boy. It's plenty better than what is all working on today because all the powers and all resources are nothing working. Everything is failing. And they can't live peacefully among only oneself with all the money. All they don't know what to do. That's why all they're so reliant on narcotics and all that because all the stores, nobody buying things in the stores was small. 15,000, 20,000 a month for them small place for them. How you sustain that for years? It's narcotics. You can't give me that. Some illicit things all involved in. That on that not adding up. That maths is not mathsing. All they reliant on that because all they don't understand how to work together and how to do things. Your greed is blind you. Your hunger, you understand? Your nasty ways and the way you love. The nasty lifestyle and children and the animals and the bestiality and all these nasty illicit things. That is what the blind all here. You wanted to jump up and expose because you don't feel good about yourself. So you want other people to join you in the carnival thing where everybody outside, everybody you're unseemly. Your body has no shape. You crumple like a salt prune. Work on yourself, work on your dignity so that you won't be this way. Work on your health. Make sure your health is not. Some people like thick thing. Some people like the thing. People like skinny women. Everybody can have everybody for everybody. People like the like. We don't go out here and do one star madness and pretending like use the emperor new clothes. I have no clothes that I wear any nicest thing. A para the string. Para the string, but you're not clown. I can make somebody buy a piece of chair and tell you buy that Nike buy. I tell your hand. That next string by here, what you da? Listen, and tell you $1,000 for the design Balenciaga. Balenciaga ugly, no ugly shoes. And I tell you, this real nice. I get to me that one time. I said, now you're chicken. You're chicken ugly to you like you mad. Oh. You cannot give me that. No matter. Hey, the emperor's new clothes is lies to tell him, lies. Because society pushing that you want to be part of society with the done thing. Don't fall for that. You understand? Don't get waxed to that. Babugasha. I see you going on the outside. Yes, the black Hispanic and native Indian. That's how the thing let's go. What's the star? Sorry. You're not taking that. You might not change it. I'm big sting rusty chain. I want to give you there. You're not taking it. You understand? Yeah, that. Right? Hook up. Some people get the reaction. Right? Yeah, so black, Hispanic, and native Indian understand something. That's a difference. What the Lord saying and follows common sense as opposed to what the oppressor trying to make me believe that there is something to do. Trying to make me feel that there is something. That is absolute garbage. Rubbish. Don't understand how much treasure inside there. I rather dumpster dive if you follow to find something to work with and what the oppressor trying to sell me. They are not buying it. You're not buying it. You understand? No, sir. Babu Gasha, let me see what you are here. You are in Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 5, Babu Gasha. Again, you touch on nice little video now, talking about something important. Because here's what the suppressor do.
Salakia, we wanted to go against Salakia.
Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 5.
This is the book of Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 5.
True.
Whose possessors slay them.
Whose possessors slay them? The oppressor and in slavery, that wasn't good enough. You have to analyze me too. You have to whip it to death. Your woman, your follows out is a blast of whore. She can't take she eye off the genitals and all them things in them. Because it have no way. There's women, there's people train. A man trained a certain way, he would never like a man. He know that is homosexual. That's not something to do. A woman you follow would know you train a certain way. The Bible says train up a child in the way they should go. When they get older, they will not depart. David said, I was born in sin and shaped in iniquity because the society shaping you to be in that way, to operate as a sinner, as a wicked person. As adults. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but now I can leave it. Right? All right, I'll call it. Yeah. All right, no, sir. Right? So, we was again, right? Yes, so the oppressor, Yahweh in slavery, that ain't good enough. Because today, and they have power plants, and they're working at defending there, they're working me almost to death, but you didn't have to analyze it. Again, you're training. The woman do a certain way, and there's no way that she's going to see sleeping around is something to do. She's not going to hold on her husband. She's not going to watch nobody. She's not going to like nobody. Because she understands you're going, in life, I have to work and see things through. I have to stay on a path to understand what needs to be done. If I keep on jumping, I'll never accomplish nothing. I'll never get anything. We call that shiny object syndrome. Something shiny, that's you're playing your head out. Your head, you understand? Every little piece of thing could catch your eye. No. That's why the Bible is talking about putting on blinkers, being single-eyed, being focused, understanding the pathway you're supposed to walk on, and do that. You pivot according to accomplish the same goal. You don't come off the goal, you follow trying something else. That is why the Lord tell me to hold on these things that I gave to the commands I gave to you in Deuteronomy 4. We're supposed to stay on. We can keep on building, and sure. Every time we follow God, now it's sweet. As we take after the oppressor, and the oppressor have heating in here. So he get you right. You have your power, you have land, you have whatever the case is, you have power, all that. You decide, me wanna, I go play the fool with that thing. Now Jacob now have it now, you vex. You said that Jacob, you put no spear to your head. As we say, you put no gun to your head. You could have said no. But because that is the kind of character you have, the Lord know, hey, I had to tell Jacob mother, you see this shepherd man, this dummy, he understand, don't know what to do with this thing. And the Lord knows that the Lord not unjust. You know, because when he put we to get to the test too, when we obey him and we follow exactly what he said to do, we was good. So he know that when we stick by him, this is what he does. Before Father stick with him, we're supposed to follow suit. As we come up the pathway, Alex, your person now, he in a better position right now, and he doing worse. He making things worse things. You're going, you slave by the evil. Lord say, poor Mark, don't do nothing to him. I go deal with you. Because he feel he's a smart man. He feel he real good. He real right. I go deal with you real papa. Don't worry. But you see, all of my children who's supposed to know better, who's supposed to operate the way I give all the instructions, I give everything to all of them. Exactly what to do. Your enemy is supposed to come one way and flee seven. Not they come in one way and you flee seven. You can't catch a length. Your communities can't grow. Your families can't establish. Your businesses and can't boom. Your people can't be healthy. Your people can't even live in peace with one another. That's not supposed to be happening. I never give all that everything they follow like a father. You put it on your house, but I have good examples of men who structure the house properly. Because to my brother again, when you see how the man operates and he know by, hey, I know how to do this to protect them, myself, and people around me. It's not just for me. I know when we do this, we will have the society we're looking for. Man, that everything in here. When we come in here, we didn't know everything. This Bible says a righteous man, you understand, will fall 7 times. I fall 70,000. Right? No, it's not that we don't fall, meaning we're not trying to fall. You would make errors, but you would get back up. You're supposed to error, but you're not supposed to do that deliberate. Your pastor them giving you a license to do wickedness, to do and call and make excuse. You're not supposed to make no blasted excuse. It does not help you. Don't help your people and them. We understand the importance of that. That's why we exist, to let you know it's possible a human being to do it. That's why Christ is a living man. Christ was a man who walked the earth. Your pastor them standing your back alive because they don't want you empowered to do the right thing. Your pastor does not want to do the right thing. You know? The imam doesn't want to do the right thing. That's why a child is acceptable to marry in Islam. What them leaders and them just do, that's acceptable to them. That's not acceptable here. And a child getting no marriage, child marriage here, brother. Do that. When a woman is of marriageable age, you have enough sense to know, okay, that woman, when she's a young woman, yes, now she's able, you understand, to be married. Now she, understand, reach the age that she can understand and she can have intercourse for the right reason, because the mission is to strengthen our community. Right example, right framework, right timing, right results. That is it. That is what the Lord always wanted for us, and that is what we're grateful to understand now. So now when brothers come true, sisters come true, yes, we get it. But we understand what works. And when we drop the ball, when we leave it alone, boy, sad, we caution. Look how we're going to now. Imagine we have to hush him out. You follow? And take abuse from a dummy. Watch out, Jonathan Trump. Watch this man. Grab them by the box. What an idiot. He's the leader of the free world. And this man telling you what acceptable. You crazy or and trying to call people terrorists while you're the absolute monster. Boy. You're not supposed to be no way in front of the camera, no way. It's a lock you under the ground. You're supposed to be in a cage. You have blasted beast. You understand? This man have a blasted Moji. No, that ain't right. We can't continue to take them legs. The Lord does not, the Lord don't approve that. We say so. The commandant generally so. Let them say so. ISUPK and make us say so. Now your pastors are dummy. And God will approve that shit. You don't want it, you understand? And we say that he'll destroy him too. Tell him, man, we say that. We give him warning from God. Just say the most high, he will destroy him for that shit. For leading the people astray. Stop that nonsense. Stop it. Let people live now, man. Let people grow, let people, you understand? Really chill and come out with all this madness. You telling me, stop that 6 and 9 shippiness. Stop that. Stop robbing the people and grandma baby have a little money, she want money, you want to take it and lie by and not facilitate and not do what it's supposed to do for the people and them. Stop that. But here's how we can stop it. Come out and them blasting our house and them which call the church and the Muslim mosque. Come out right and let it fall and blast the face. Then your pastor go inside there and do all the madness and the OG party and all that. Come out and they leave them at that shipness. Let them stop suffering, Luigi. No, brother. No, the Lord don't sanction that. Give me Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16, Baba Kisha. Yeah, slavery was no thing. I was no game. God never sanctioned that. God never loved that. Yo, God say about that. So God say about that. Real talk. Let's see, I can pull this here. Pull up this thing here.
So like you say, 13 and 16.
No, Exodus again, 21 and 16, Baba Kisha.
21 and 16.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
I have it on here.
Yeah, go through.
The book of Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Which scripture are you reading from? That Bible there?
The book of Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16.
Exodus 21 and 16, the word on the most side, the word of God. What the pastor doesn't want you to read and talk about, the laws of God done away with. That's the whole dispensation. So no, the oppressor them must get away with that. But here God said, I don't allow them thing. I don't allow that shit for this. No, sir. I will punish that shit. Read Baba Kisha.
Read the same thing again or read it?
No, the same thing, Baba Kisha.
The book of Exodus 21 and 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
The Lord say, if you steal a man, if you capture a man, the African that sell with that capture with that steal a man and sell it him, he shall be put to death.
Right.
The so-called oppressor that bring me across there, he should have been put to death.
Right.
When the right rulers on the planet, you cannot do that. People are human trafficking people will be put to what? To death. Like what it does say the Most High. That is the rules of God. That is what he doesn't want to hear. Not the laws of God done away with. Not them protection that put in place done away. No. You want to understand them, imams and them Christian leaders and them, on politicians as one people, they follow trafficking in blasted container and all kind of sex slave and all kind of monster thing and all that. And them just promote that. Them is one that, but God laws done away with. Now we shepherd them, we clown. No, brother. Don't sell with them, don't let them people them sell it that. Stop pulling up them place on Sunday morning and Friday, and then blast nasty more Sunday. Stop that shepherdess because these fellas are them hate God and hate people. And the promoter and you follow they directly are promoters or indirect promoters of human trafficking and all this madness and all the crime that on the earth. They are the direct representative empowerment people and they call it. They just push that shepherdess. That is what they promote. They want that shepherdess to happen on the earth. No, sir, not with God. Let me go through this thing, you know. Some of the major banks and insurance agencies on the planet. That is how they start their business. When God says should have been put to death rate, if he was running the planet, they've never established these things today. Because when Solomon come up, he wasn't doing that to get big. He would have the biggest conglomerate and the biggest Fortune 5 and 1,000 companies on the planet. And he did not have to sell nobody, and he did not have no sex slaves. He didn't have to do none of that shippiness, right? So let me play the video here. John, turn it on and get them a little thing on the TV, right? This one. My Twitter, make it alone, go and play. Right? Stream here, I present it on the screen here. Move. Right. Stage. Right. And you can present. This one, boom. Slavery. Right? Given Zechariah chapters 11 and 5 of Gesha. We will understand some mark with the oppressor. This is the mind of the oppressor. You know that you had a hand in slavery. You know you had it. You follow? So now you don't want to atone for nothing. Yes, you want to give a little small bribe and a little thing here and a little small grant here. No, sir. You were supposed to be put to death for that according to God. That is what you weren't supposed to be thinking from that, and then you weren't supposed to benefit from that. Now people, the descendants I'm talking about, I wasn't there. You benefit from it. As we just say, follow, you continue that. You didn't stop that business. And you definitely don't want to acknowledge it, and you don't want to pay. You follow, you can't never pay for the lives of these people, but you don't want to pay the real price. What's supposed to happen? You're supposed to get your blasted backside in slavery. We're supposed to work you now, you follow, and put you on cotton field. But don't worry, God said that God me said double. There's nothing lying with our policies and the result in gifting suspension. Reason repeated prolonged option. No problem, right? Yeah, anyway. Right? Yeah, go ahead, Babu Gisha.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
In slavery as well, you slay us, meaning you unalive us. You unalive you, and then you're telling yourself you're not guilty.
Right.
There's a law in America that talk about for murders. There's a law against murder. There's a law against killing, unjust killing, and all that. But here's what your crafty backside saying. What we 3/5 of a man, so we don't count them as a full man. So we're supposed to get justice then. You understand? That is the nasty, disgusting ways that the oppressor. That's somebody that cannot be over the rule of nobody. Because if other people could build business, big businesses and all that, and they don't have to do that. There are plenty of people running business, but yeah, they fight tooth and nail. They get these siblings going, and they take no shortcut on no back road. And we talking about before AI. You follow about what? Walk like that, but we work together to accomplish things a little faster when we get to do that. It's real work. And they didn't have to break nobody back, and they didn't have to go and abuse nobody, have nobody, understand? Nobody wife, because the man couldn't even have a wife in the damn plantation. Because the oppressor, he want to Christian wife before you. Madness, then. Madness. And then on top of you, what you call it, sir? Imagine that one person, and every time he find your wife backside looking, you want to slap your woman backside in front of you. And you have to wash him out and go away. And now I understand that is absolute craziness. Imagine in the night, imagine your woman getting pulled from your hand. That's a nightmare, G. And imagine, and first this place wicked. Like what MNK question, you want we to get back in hand with these people? Your Christian pastor want me to forgive these people and lying about the Bible like God love everybody? God love he? God love that? Nah, bro, you mad or we should put it. But they have to be giving up some people will be taking some type of narcotics in church. Because that ain't selling that and that not normal. And you're blasted, this man shameless and spineless bastard. They follow them, Imam and them follow shameless spirits. They try and make we understand part of that religion. The same people who build the boats and defecating in your mother and your sister and them mouth today. And probably have slaves today. Doing that, you want we to be hand in hand with these people, you crazy or? Because you bring us, we bring us too. No, don't give me that. No, sir. That's not what the God in the Bible saying. That's not what the nigga God saying. That's not what common sense saying. That's the topic today. The ways that the oppressor was this common sense sheet, that not adding up. They can't come around with that shippiness, no, sir. The Lord does not sanction it. The Lord does not approve. He does not approve of it. He doesn't love it. You have no tolerance for that. The thing is, what's happening right now is for us to get justice, we have to not like this too. We have to leave them Muslim and them alone, and them Christian church and them alone, and these politicians and them alone. Because we have to say, we do not like abuse, we're not taking no abuse, we're not going through that, and we stand with God. We want God to punish we oppressors. We actually want God to give us justice. When we understand that, then the Lord saying, right, I know my children want to listen to me now. They see you follow that everybody else when trying to take a shot with them, is abuse coming in, is unaliving coming, is abuse, is all kind of different robbery, is all kind of excuses, all kind of madness, all kind of gaslighting, all kind of shit. So we not on that, you follow. So when the Lord say that we not on that, then he say, yes, well, all right, I know all they really and truly want justice. And I've given all it.
Right.
I always wanted that people, that anybody that was all the enemy will become my enemies. I always wanted that. Anybody follow that decide that they want to try all that, they will be shamed. That is why Judith 5 and 17, I'm telling you, these things they don't teach in the Bible. I mean, they don't teach in the church. But these things in the Bible, you're supposed to notice so that you know, boy, hey, really and truly, there is a living God. People ain't supposed to ask if there is a God. The people are not giving you a license, right, to do wickedness because you know that they're destroyed. As you were saying the other day, if all of you know the oppressor take you off your neck now because you can't understand that too. You can't recognize that they're destroyed. You can't understand to what level they're destroyed at too. That no, he is not a threat. That's some serious, that's some real heavy. That thing they will bring it out just now too. I wish I was at the promenade, sometimes when they come through the promenade on Saturday, whenever we there and listen to what the brothers and them bringing out. We really get to understand what's going on. Lord, we get more, opportunity, and the ISUPK get out every week. So wherever the planet we is, before they want to tune in and really get to understand what's taking place.
Right. Start
the process, understand? Start the road to recovery, the road to freedom, G. Yeah. Most time guys, she. Right. You give me the book of James Babakisha, 1 and 27.
James 1
and 27. Yeah.
All right, this is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled Salakia. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
That way your Christian pastor is doing. That way your president is doing. You're unspotted from the world. 34 felonies, got them in the box. That's what your leaders are doing. Like pure religion. Right. You know God saying before him, pure religion is this. When they want to do the fatherless, they want to bring them to Epstein Island. They want to have the fathers sit down in prison.
Right.
And on drugs. And killing one another in gangs. And they want to make widows a young woman. And no family structure, no protection. That's what they want. That's what your leader question. Your leader telling you, the man you're doing laying down with and not sharing with, he's not your husband. According to God, when you have sex with somebody, that is your wife and that's your husband. Right. What your pastor talking about? What the hell he talking about? What shit he pushing? God say, according to him, which is again is Exodus 22:16. Right? When you lay down with a woman, you should surely make her your wife. Sex is marriage according to God. Not some ring that his daddy, the oppressor, give me John 8 and 44, Babakisha. Not the slave master, not his pimp. Your pastor is a whore for the white man, which is a pimp. When he say that Mother's Day is to celebrate, God say no, you mad. God say no, he pushing it and say yes. But Easter, God say Passover. Where is in the Bible? To celebrate Leviticus 23. all the laws, all the days, everything we're supposed to celebrate, all through Leviticus, all through Deuteronomy, Exodus. You're passing and reading from there. That's what God's saying to do. He said you should keep throughout the generations. Keep throughout the generation upon generation, up the line, that never stop. Malachi 3:16, I never, 3 and 6, sorry. Right? And I am the Lord, I don't change, I change not. I am not changing from what it is I saying, though. Matthew 5 and 19. I understand, I'm 17 to 19. Right? Hey, here we're going to G. Christ telling you what the Lord put on here. I didn't come to change that, G. I come to fulfill it. I come to make all understand what to do, right? How this thing is really work. I don't take it from what the prophets and them say before. That in existence up to today, that thing stopping. That was supposed to be. But because you follow your pastor is such a whore for the white man, and your imam is such whores. For anybody that have a little bit of money, you follow? Your people don't even understand, hey, you mad or a man ain't supposed to see a daughter by until he pay a dowry over the case. So let me say, you make amends over the case, so you work for your daughter over the case. So ain't supposed to happen. I ain't supposed to see a word with all that, because and now, boy, you have to try and save people from their own self, if you could, before you get attached to them, because first is madness and nonsense out here. We want protection for the people, and we want, I want to allow your son, or my son, boy, go and be a real monster, a real man. That your father, you know, really respect him, I watch and you might be about 10 wives, and all the father in them, you understand? All the father, you know, respect him. Right. That is a real monster, watch him. Watch a real prime example, and we want to see that's supposed to be a common thing in the communities. If a man decide to have about 20 wives, look at how them business running, look at the family flourishing, look at the kind of work them fellas doing, look at what kind of big building and projects and them fellas handling, and how much food they giving away, how much soup kitchen, all that. Look how much senior citizen home and all that they have in place. That's supposed to be a normal thing. In our law, we just take care of our parents and them. On a mother and father, they belong here. Like part of the culture.
Right.
A normal thing. A parent can barely take care of the child. The child run away. What? Because they're not there. Mother, in some way, and top of it, the boss want to either the woman boss jealous of she, or the man boss trying to sleep with she. And once that we claim, you follow, and because they have no money, they was punk in school, they was that star idiot and the star liars. And some of them is because they pass egg and mouth. They get position, they follow and slapping one another with wooden pad on their ass, naked as they born. And them is some kind of big shot. Them is anybody here? Them is anybody out here? And that's what they die with their person like. That's what white people like. That's what is going behind closed doors. You imagine if you're either a multi-millionaire NBA player and some 70-year-old woman who's the wife of the owner of the team want to ask, like, you shook out, you went crazy, oh man. But go from here, come back, they'll know somewhere. You want to be mad. You're shaking out. Go on. Help your husband, go and cook something, your husband or someone try to get anything, leave me there alone. Crazy, oh, that's what white people like. And then when they try to push on we and like there's something out here and eating crab and they cut smell and stink and lobster and all that. I appreciate by pH balance off because no on top of that they sleep on once that man. The chance to survive. No brother, no sir. That's right. And here's what. And we understand what taking this with people, so we try to pull you out and help you understand and put you on gate. You're not supposed to be living like that, like a whore. A man or female, you're not supposed to be living like that. Are you trying to compensate, you know what I mean, for your shortcomings? And you know what I mean, because society promoting it, you want to be part of it, you want them to know. People say, no, hey, you understand? My goods have value, yo. My goods are not just so, right. No. On top of that, I want to be a wife. I want to be, you understand, a trophy wife too. I want to be, you understand, as far as the Lord will give me the ability to go, I'm going and I ride with my man. And we're going to build big and strong and healthy. And the point is not the money. The point is the structure. The point is the dignity. The point is the honor. The point is the respect we name by. Put some respect on Israel name by. Put some respect on my husband. You understand? but my husband had three, you understand, 4 wives. That man capable, they follow managing families. You follow? And big shit. He could actually make things happen on the planet. He capable. You understand? Young men supposed to grow up like he. My daughter supposed to want a man like my husband. You understand? That kind of example. That was supposed to be common. That is a big shot. That is a big Sawati. That is a champion. He's a warlord. And he bad too. Fight him now. He break up your bones. He real bad. Capable. Hey, you know what? Not you know that you fighting for some carnival thing and in a club somewhere, follow and because somebody trying to mash it too and somebody watching him because they mashing Jordan and a class and some dumb shit. You have to be crazy, yo. No bad. And you're going on top of that here, we're going right back to the video too because we don't want to miss this part here. You're going with your pressure them. You pressure them, JP Morgan, Chase, and all of them understand what taking place with these guys. Let me continue on with the video here. We want to escape, you know? Let me get.
That's what this is all about.
This thing, them smart device on them.
We want to make sure that if you did have a connection, and many of them, for example, banks use slaves as collateral. People could come in and borrow money with a slave as collateral, just like.
So you see all the same way collateral, you know what the collateral on there? Human beings, black people to be honest. Them same people that tell you pull up yourself by your own good shops and all that and pull it together. And we better behave yourself and all that. We are not the cause of the problems and then we not bringing in all them guns and drugs and madness and we didn't have no slaves. All it was all the strength and all the courage and all the great works and all the suffering, all they do and all that. And like to talk about the industrial age, and you know, like there was not so much thing and so much my hell in the face. That could compare to a 3-year-old in a cotton field. These people we supposed to love and respect. Watch me now, the white man is the oppressor, devil is the deceiver that the Bible talk about. He's the absolute devil. I don't say my words, you know what I mean? So they ain't gonna take me everything. So we want the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians to hear this. So we gotta use a little tact in applying the words what we want to say. Because imagine you're a 3-year-old. Imagine my nephew, you understand? That young man or whatever the case is. But imagine I watching he working next to me and he bones, he's flesh swollen up, he bones, and he crying like, and that bag to fill. Or else they go whip him to death or something. This man used to feed me babies to alligators, by. And this is the man, these nasty, disgusting pastors talking about God love everybody, by. You have to be crazy, Dan. No breads. Are you trying to make me hand in hand with one of them? Martin Luther King, they don't push this one at all, and they love to push the next one. I had a dream. You're nasty, disgusting, filthy bastard. Stop it. Because you know he's not on that. You know he's not going to give in a thing. It's only one little small trinket, but majority of you don't get nothing. You are not who sell out. You don't get enough. They can't pay you to sell out. And here's the stupid, the dumb thing with all this. Sometimes want to squeeze all the next something. Because you're one, right? All we need to do is work together. Black Wall Street, we saw it. Before that, we saw it working together. Do what the Lord said, do what he said to do, work together, and this is how we are going to be on top again. We had examples of it working. What the hell is all the problem? These men so wicked. I just wonder, boy, anything can kill you when the day comes, anything. A breeze blow, a bad breeze blow. Watch me, I can get HPV from the gym, from a shopping cart. You walk in and you can get herpes. Because the carts think the whole society need a reset. It cannot, it imploded and it cannot survive any longer. The amount of disease, the antivirus, all these different things that are out here now. You cannot allow it to run this way. This place cannot survive any longer. It's no sense trying to keep up the image and trying to continue along this path that's broken. The society has fell apart long before it started. You're now seeing the effects coming out. This is not a place to try and survive in. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indian, man, woman, and child, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has the way, the roadmap to freedom. It's the way home, it's the home of the truth, have been effective since 1969. If you see how small the from small, a very small amount of brothers to thousands of people now, countless people doing what works. We're not pulling up the jail, we're not on no drugs, we're not whores, we're not prostitutes, we're not, you understand, sodomites. We're not missing on anything nowadays. We just party and enjoy ourselves, and we don't have the crutches outside because we're not dumb. You don't have to jam an ex-man girl. They can get how much girl you could actually maintain. Sisters, you understand, having great, beautiful families. They don't miss nothing. Ask the next woman who husband have an ex woman and 2 women and 3 women. What she does feel? If she doesn't feel any pain, if she's body doesn't hurt anyway, ask her. Ask her what he doing to her. Ask them. See if they're missing anything. Or actually feeling. Imagine you go and tell girl as ask women sometimes this time. You say, no, I'm asking something. If you grew up with cousins and all this cooking, taking care of you and all that, you go feel the kind of pressure you feeling now. The same thing you're complaining and bawling about, and I feel to go to work. I wonder if I could go on my last level. When I give you a solution, you're leaving it. You love abuse because your suppressor break it down to where you're thinking that there's something to do. You have your own cage and you're putting on your backpack every day. God, boy, I don't go to this cage again. And feed them right there. Feed them right there. You have the pathway just to go forward and you refuse it. What's your mind mash up? What's it destroy? That's what the brother was saying again. When you had iron on your neck, you was in a better position. Because at least you didn't know I'm in a extra place. I need to come out of these chains. But now, the chains off your neck can kill you dead. Your home sweet home free. Boy, yeah, people, Black, Hispanic, Native, Indian man, woman, and child. Unnecessary. All this unnecessary. Yeah, no reason. We want to get free. The reason why we do this is because we want freedom too. We want that way. We know there's nothing else. We know Texas feel good with a good woman. You follow? And the same so-called feelings you feel you just get more excitement with a woman who's a body. Right? How a long time nobody gets sense and thank God that you didn't lose your life. Somebody doesn't chop up some of your limbs or something, or somebody cut off your manhood. Because that all kind of reasons out here. Bounce of all kind of reasons, man, out here is a real pack of mess. They don't feel different. Don't feel, I don't know. They just feel and all that, probably because all their money and all that. They can certain pills and all that, so they feel or they get better, no? When the depression turn, you go back to that because you can hustle for so long. You just have good and bad days in the underworld as well. It's not lavish life every day. Unless you have cartel and sometimes some days the cartel have bad days too. Some days somebody's get locked up, some days some people get alive. Some day somebody gonna swing and shoot up the place. Some day, because there's always have rivals there. I said GOTA is an ISUPK event, an Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge event. What's the difference? And then go to your carnival. Compare it. Everybody, all kind of different rappers and artists and all that come from far and wide. Come and visit there and they say, hey, I shocked to see not a soul fight. No bacchanal. And it's nobody burst outside and do nothing out of time. No short skirt, not sit down and fall on your girl, a man, girl almost blind. Because all she catch outside. I ain't seen that, and nothing wrong with me. We breathe every living, we eating, we strong, we healthy, and nothing wrong with me. If it means that you have to die for everybody to live, you ain't rather that than you continue to suffer and everybody suffering together. That make more sense. Nicodemus at that time it say about it, that time Christ say about it, better for one man to die and the whole nation live. He was selfish, but he was saying something that makes sense. And every man, Nicodemus supposed to say by it, better I die so all I can live. We supposed to be that way so that we know everybody, majority of we go up, we just come back on the earth. First God is our boss, eh? You just come back on the earth. It's not like you're messing out. When you're coming back, you can come back to a better place based on what you contribute, or a worse place to what you did not contribute. That is why we're contributing to be in a better place here. The earth is coming back on the earth, not going up in a blast kind of way. These oppressors just lie like rain. You're supposed to know not to trust one lick out of what coming out of your mouth. What coming out of that guy's mouth is full of garbage. Because everything that follows along with it is rubbish. You telling me, this man, you have architectural designs and all that, big buildings and all that. What if you want? You want to perform some ritual with some child or somebody. Some wickedness you have to do. You have to schedule. You can never do nothing normal. And ask him that if that's necessary in the building or the project. Ask him. Ask anybody. Let somebody do two identical buildings. One person, no blood sacrifice, no nothing, no none of that. Somebody build one right next door. Do what the Most High say. Watch the difference. No difference. Why it is you have to do this? What can I retard you is? You see, when you don't have a God and you don't have somebody you follow that know what better to be doing, you understand? So that you can have some instruction. As the Bible says, we're supposed to be like to the Gentiles, but the Gentiles now the tail wagging the dog. The unfortunate place that we are in, so for Black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, woman, and child. Our mission is to pull we out of that.
Right.
Back into common sense. Oh gosh, love yourself now. Learn to love yourself now, gosh, girl. Oh gosh, my whatever. I'm to you, boy. Handsome fella. Beautiful man. Love yourself now. Protect your body now. Your people are abusing you and doing this shit, all kind of shit for this stuff. You're the boss talking to you all you want now. Have a little freedom now, a little free time now. Go on more vacation now. Oh gosh, boy. Work together now. But now you're already the boss, do your all kind of thing. Tap you up, talk to you how you want. You overtime you ain't getting paid for only longer than the hours. All kind of thing you can do it. But you can't, nothing can happen between your communities. You ain't willing to work to fix what is going on with we so that we can actually have a better, more life. That we can live. We can breathe better. We can be more healthy. So we have hypertension and blood sugar and all these different things because it's either the working condition bad and what we have available to consume is absolute garbage. On top of that, we can just walk around the place and just touch a surface and get some kind of estimate. You want that to stop by? That making sense to stop? We want to boycott carnival so that Black people all over the place and some children can live and grow up without being touched by, so that somebody can walk around without the box getting touched and the bouncy getting hold. And some policeman pulling on the side and you need $10,000 ticket and $20,000 ticket. I want to drive. If you follow something presentable on the black road, and you need to try and fight the driver, I'll have a van that basically falling apart. Because we together. Gosh, bye. Please now. Wait on. Please. I come on top. Put cherries on top. What you want again? Come on, man. We better than that. We have destroyed people. Look when we go to the workplace flourishing. Everything happening. Thing was supposed to go on. That's supposed to send a signal to you. But because you're so trapped up in the maze, and you can't see the bigger picture, now that's all you believe in have, and you're only on survival mode. That is a traumatic place to be in. Right? You don't want that. You don't want that. It was never designed to be. Human is supposed to be another fear. That was a big thing Commandant General and I was saying yesterday too. A very wise man. Only take him in. Right? Make sure and find the video and put it under the chat here, right? He was saying fear will paralyze you, would not be able to think. And that is exactly what this place wants. They don't want you to not be will not be fearful, because when you're fearful, you cannot operate. You can't think the way it's supposed to be thinking. Right. You can't see clear because now you're saying what about my fear and all this and what ifs and what happened and that. No. You're supposed to be more cool, calm, relaxed, more clear-minded, so that they can see things the way they should. They can assess things the way it is and really deal with things from that perspective. as opposed to be under all that fear. It's a real torment. We're not supposed to be living so. The Lord never designed the society to be living so. Now be black, it's supposed to be under that fear. Yeah. All right, and with that, I'm going to pass this on the thing here, Baba Gosha Warrior, right? I'm passing the class over to Prison Officer Makakobal to what again? Much appreciated there. I don't know. Right? Much appreciated. All right. Make sure I put that in the chat there so you can get it. Only make sure so you're going to ISUPK Trinidad, right? Or you're going to the real General Hannah on YouTube, the real General Hannah, and watch that same live from yesterday. It was a boss page. Boss information come out there. That is what you want to tune into. To get you with them. And if you need help, whatever assistance you need, we have places all over. Reach out and we get the assistance or the direction and the guidance you need to help your situation. All right? How it is. All right, copy this. Share. All right, comments. Right, so we posted in the comment section here. Right, so you go into either the YouTube or the Facebook, and you can find the same like we posted in the chat there, in the live class that we have going on Facebook and YouTube, right? How to put it on, I know how to put it on this thing. Let me see what I can find it. Yeah, let me see if I can find it here, right? I'll pull it here first and I'm going to do that. Right? Watch. Copy. Share. Right. Yeah, so we posted also in the TikTok chatting, right? So down below. Right? So click on that link and you take a look at it, man. Subscribe to that same channel, like it up, of course. Watch the videos and man, of course, leave you a little comment. You know what I mean? Share with somebody else. Ask you a question or two, that kind of way. Also, we have a physical location in Trinidad here, and then wherever it is, find out where the nearest school is there and come to them and give you a little vibes. You know what I mean? Come to check your balance them, ask a question or two. Feel free, you know what I mean, to find out when the classes is, when you're in the streets in Port of Spain on Saturday, and then also we have a radio program. So you want to tune into the streets 919 on Thursdays, right? At 7 p.m. We have a radio show, right? With the same brothers from Trinidad here, Captain Sawa, right? And the other team among them. You will usually find somebody switching around in and between nobody cases, and you go find them on the radio station, right? So the street 919 in Trinidad here, and wherever we all over the place. So we have we own. We call it that radio programs and all them things. The same thing we link here, there's a radio program we have tonight, the major one for the entire nation. So you want to definitely tune in, all right? But now we say shalom. All right, pass the class over the Prison Officer Makakobal.
Straight. All right, we're going to start by the immediately security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, around New York, under commanding General. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 to 10, means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'aisha. 10% of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, upcoming holy convocation, I believe it's the first piece of first fruits, 31st of May. You should find this in the book of Leviticus, Numbers 23, and I believe verse 10. All right? Remind Apium and Aquatium to check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, like headband, or scarf. With that, we see Imadium. All right, we're going to rise and face the east, and we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shama Shamaya, Padash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Ramaka, Taba'a, Ratazak, Haya, Aisha, Baharatas, Hawa, Haya, Bashamaya, Natananawa, Nakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalat now, Kabawat now, Kasalat now, Kabawat now, Wala'a, Tabay now, Bashai one, Abal, Hawashai, Mayam, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Kamalakwa, Baal, Watabarat, Hallelujah, Amen.
Right? In the English, we just say what? Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Thy
kingdom come.
kingdom come.
Will be done.
Will be done
In earth.
in earth
As it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven. Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread,
Forgive us the
and
debts.
forgive us our
Please
debts,
forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our
Lead
debtors,
us not
and lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us from
but
evil.
deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. All right. We're going to say, sir, and we're going to give a one courtesy salute. Abadam Shabbat, Amadiam, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Brakatah. We're going to turn and give the sisters a one courtesy salute. Amadiam Shabbat, Amadiam, Barak, Yahweh Shamalatan, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Yadamata, with that cloud distance.
Leader. Right? Much thanks again, Chief. Right? Right, so again, Solida, so what again? Thank you for tuning in, right? So let's tune in. We have classes all through the week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And Saturday morning, right? The Sabbath service from 10 o'clock, right? Till about 12, and then you want to tune into the radio show. But the radio show, right? On a Thursday, 7 p.m., right? And then on Saturdays, most time we are there from about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on the promenade. So come join us, question and kind of way, right? And with that, then peace, love, easy. Right.